And it looks like we're live.
Refresh.
So you're unmuting to check?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I have comments.
See.
Yeah, it looks like we're live. And we're delayed.
Oh, you're hearing the delay of the delay. Okay, we're done.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Why don't you go ahead and stop that?
Matt Cameron just joined.
Oh, okay. No,
Hello,
leave it
Matt.
alone. That's fine. Oops, or I could do that. Okay, I actually don't want to respond to this. Oh, I have no choice.
Hey, Adam. Welcome. All right. So we're going to wait just a few more minutes to let some more people get on. I hope everybody's day is going well. Wait. Blessed. That it's going blessed. I have to get in the right mindset.
Highly favored.
Blessed and highly favored.
Since it's too much, go ahead and explain the delay stuff a little bit.
So just to let everybody who's here know, there is going to be a delay between what you type and what we see. Probably also a delay in between what I speak and when y'all actually hear it. I think it's about a 10-second give or take delay. Just want to let everybody know. So if we don't immediately respond to your questions, probably because we haven't seen it yet. All right, and so I, Ronald, will be doing the training, but I also have Trish and Sarah here with me. They're going to help gather questions. Kind of the order of services. I'm going to kind of go through the back end where y'all will be adding your app content in order to populate the app. I'll do a demonstration, kind of going straight through it. And y'all can go ahead and ask your questions, but we probably won't start answering the questions until the end. That way I can get through the whole demonstration, and then we can focus on answering questions. Just want to let everybody know that. Let's see here. What else? Oh, wow, my comments aren't auto-updating.
Matt says, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Oh, gosh.
He'd chuck all the wood as fast as he could if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Sarah, why don't you say that loud? Sarah's actually got an answer for that.
He'd chuck all the wood as fast as he could if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Did you hear that?
Well, he will put himself in.
Kind of embarrassed to know the answer.
All right. Another thing for those who have already joined us, every campus has gotten access to this web backend that you will be adding your content to. Your campus's user account was set up under your campus email, so ardmore@victorylifechurch.com, brokenbow@victorylifechurch.com. Every campus has their own email set up like that. Now, whether or not you have access to that, if you don't currently have somebody monitoring that email address, you can get with me after the training, and we'll get with technology to reset your password so you can start using that email address. But the email to set your password up for the website was sent to that email address. Just want to let everybody know. Does that make sense to everybody?
Give a thumbs up.
I got
Yeah.
a thumbs up.
There we go.
Oh, it's about a 45. It's probably about. Hey, Landon. Nice to see you.
What we'll do is keep on trucking and not really wait for responses.
Yeah. All right. So we got about a minute before I'll start the demonstration. Just want to make sure there's nobody else joining us. All right, Matt, we saw that. We'll make sure you get it. All right, so it's about 2:05. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the demonstration. Like I said, y'all might not currently have access to the back end of the website, but get with me after the training, send me an email, and we'll start getting you set up. But I'm going to go ahead and go in. Once you have access to this website, the back end of the website, it's going to look something like this. I am currently set up under, or logged in under the Victory Life Sherman media website. This is where the app content lives. And you're going to have access to just these 4 types of content here. Not every campus is going to have the exact same amount or exact same content. It depends on what you want to maintain and upkeep. But I'm going to go through each one of them. They're all kind of similar as far as how to add content. I'll make sure to go over any differences between the different types of content. But the types of content that we have available is posts. These are going to be blog posts. You can use blog posts for various needs. It could be a place to do campus announcements or campus news. Think of kind of like a bulletin maybe. Or maybe you have a lot on your heart that you just want to write about. This could be a place for you to actually have a dedicated blog for your campus. Then we have events, so campus-specific events. You can put anything from your next steps in here to things like, Stronger Family Conference or any campus-specific stuff that you have going on. Then we have audio. This is where you're going to be putting just the audio files for your campus messages, or alternatively, if you have active youth messages, there's going to be a place to put that as well, and so we'll touch on that when we get to audio. Then we have a section for message notes. Currently, as it is, every Wednesday or on the weekends that is campus leaders are speaking to their congregations, the current practice is to send me the notes and I get them up on YouVersion. Well, once this app goes live, all notes will be handled through your campus website here. And so I'll go over how to add those. And then there's also, this isn't necessarily a content, but this is, if you do end up using the posts, the blog posts, people are able to comment on blog posts. And so this is for you, the comments area is for you to moderate those comments. Respond to them, delete them if they're racy or, have something in there that you don't need to approve. You can delete comments, stuff like that. And then down here at the bottom is just a profile area. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. It's just for you to update some content or some, you put a name in here, a nickname. People won't really be seeing this, so it's not that important to change that. You can update the contact email, but the username is not able to be changed. We would prefer, though, that you keep your location email here, so that way, let's say you have another volunteer come on that is going to take over part of this. You don't have to keep changing this email as new people take over. They just inherit this login and this email. So I prefer if we keep it that way, but again, that's going to, if you end up changing it, that's fine, as long as you're able to still get into your account. All right, so I'm going to go over the first bit of content. This is the posts, again, for blog posts, whether that's daily devotionals, announcements, things like that. When you're actually in here, you're going to have an add new button. And then you'll see these categories and tags. Categories are kind of the main thing. So everyone's set up with a general category. This is for just basic information, but if, let's say, you want to have one that says news, you can type in news as a category type. And then when you go to add a new post, you'll see this screen, and I'll go over the screen, but those categories will be available for you to choose during the post creation process. All right, so when you go to add a new post, you're going to see enter a title. So this is what you would label it as. So let's say we have a daily devotional number 1. This little area down here, the bigger box, this is where you're going to add the content of that post. It's kind of like working with Word. You're going to be able to type up content. You're going to be able to style content. So you can bold, italicize, centerline stuff. You can add links to outside sources if you have them. Text color. If you have something that you've already created in Word, you would use this paste as text. You can actually paste in directly, copy and paste directly in here, but Word adds its own styling, and so it might look funky when you directly add. If you click this paste as text, it will allow you to add any text without additional styling that things like Word add. So anyway, just some basic formatting up here. Let's say you wanted to add a image in your text. So let me get some dummy text here just to kind of show you what's going on. So this is just fake text, lorem ipsum. I'll grab some of that. Let's say this is a blog post, devotional. Let's say you wanted to add an image in there. You just click add media. I think I might have an image in here. Here's an image. You can say insert into the post. Then you have options like I want the text to wrap around it. I don't want the text to wrap around it. You have various options. But this is how you would add content to your blog posts. Down at the bottom, you'll see this add to any. I would just ignore this. We want to be able to allow people to share this on their social media. So when this is checked, people will see a box that says, share to Facebook, share to Twitter, that kind of stuff. If you do have a blog post with a main image, that's what this featured image is for. Compared to this, I'll go ahead and add the same image and show you what that looks like on the front end. But that's where the featured image is like, if you only have one image, this is where you would want to put it. Then again, there's the categories, whether it's general post, whether it's news. You can select multiple categories, but I'm going to say this is just news. Then we have a post format. I would actually just keep the standard. There's there's different ones here, but I don't think they actually make your post look any different. So I would just ignore it and just keep the standard going, and then you're done. You hit publish. And then I can kind of show you what we just did. If I go to, this is Sherman.victory.media/ oops, no, blog. Oops. That is definitely not the right link. Let me find it real quick. Okay. Copy. And so this is what we just created. This is the Sherman Campus blog, daily devotional number 1. It's got a little, it says it's a news post. It's got a little, what is it called? A little snippet of what's in the area. And then when you click on read more, you'll see the full post. This big image that shows your featured image, whereas the images that you add to the content look like this. So that's the big difference between the images. And then here's those share icons that I was telling you about. And then if somebody wanted to reply to your post, that's where the comment is. And that's why we have that comment section for you to monitor. And so that is the blog post area. All right, so we are now going to go and check out the events. Again, when you go to the events, you just see that there's events and add new. There's no specific categories or anything like that. We'll go ahead and add a new event, and it's going to look very similar. We're going to have the title, test event number 1. Again, we can come over here, give a description to our event. Really big description. All right, and down here we have some new stuff that's important. We have event fields. All events require the main day of the event, but if it's a event that spans multiple days, you're going to select this little box here, and it'll give you an end date for your event. That's a really long event if that was true. Anyway, event start time. So let's say you know it starts at 6 p.m. You would put that here. Event ending time. You don't have to put an event ending time if you don't know exactly when it will end, but you would put that here if you do have an exact time. So 10 p.m. Event location. This is where this kind of works off Google Maps. So let's say this is at the Sherman campus. Since we're under the Sherman account, I'm going to say 4100 North Travis Street, and there we go. And then we'll bring in the Google Maps for it. If it's an event that has registration, there is a place to put a link for registration. So GPS Google.com. So those are the event fields for an event. Over here, if you actually have an image for your event, I would put that under the featured image, just like in the blog post. So let's say this is our featured image for the blog post. And this thing over here, this is also new and this is important. This is called the post expirator. And in order for the event to fall off of your app after the event, you're going to want to enable the post expirator, and you're going to want to enable the maybe either the start date or the end date of your event. So this is going to be August. Let's say I'm going to say the 26th, since that was the end date. And then you can also keep it when it expires. You can have it come in as a draft if you plan to reuse it later. Let's say it's an event that happens maybe once a quarter or once a year, and you don't want to have to sit there and reinvent the wheel every time it comes around. You can have it expire as a draft, or you can delete it completely. And those are the two that I offer. And then you just hit publish. And then that, once it's done, will look like this on the front end. So again, Sherman events has a test event. It gives the date and time with a little small snippet of any description information you have. When you click on Learn More, we have, of course, the big featured image if you have one. The date and time information. If you had a URL to register, you would have this button here. Otherwise, if you didn't put a URL, there would be no button. It will have an interactive map where they can actually click to get directions directly from Google for. And the event description, as well as the ability to share it on their social media. All right, so that is the test event. Audio, this is a big one. So for all who are starting to record audio or have been recording, we have quite a few things to go over. On the side here, before we even get into add new, you'll see message series, speaker, keywords, and audio types. These are going to help categorize and organize your audio content. Now, everyone by default has campus messages set up, and for most of them, we have a youth channel that's set up and ready, but if you don't have youth recording, that's fine. You don't have to use that. But let's say you wanted to do a daily reading audio or a daily devotional type audio message. We would be able to add daily devotional, and we would add that as a category, and then you would get with me, and I would have to do some coding on my end, but then we can actually add that audio type to your app. So that is, there's the ability to have multiple audio streams if you have someone who's going to be keeping that up and y'all are planning on doing that. So I wouldn't start a daily devotional unless you plan on keeping it constant, or a weekly devotional, or however you would want to do it. But everyone's got this set up, and if you want to use it, let's go and show you how. So I'm going to go back to audio. I'm going to add new. And of course, you would put your message title here. So message title. If you have a small description of your message or series, I would put that here. So on here, we have some specific fields that have to be filled out. So if you have an audio, your audio file will be uploaded to this website, and it only accepts MP3 format. So I do have a test audio here I'm going to load. It only accepts MP3 format. And then these two fields down here are important for iTunes. So if you do have an audio series going, or it's been populated long enough, we'll make sure to add it to iTunes so that you can have a podcast for people to subscribe to. And that's what this is for. So most files, when you see it, will give you like, 43 megs, 43 point something megs. Well, they need it in kilobyte size. So I got a little description here. So let's say you had 43.7 megabyte size file. It's actually 43,700 kilobytes. So we'll just go ahead and put that as a test, 43,700. And over here, if it's say it's an hour long, an hour and 3 minutes, it'd be 01, 03. That would be how you do the duration of it. And iTunes needs these so that they can categorize it properly. On the side here, we have, if it's a part of a series, you can add a new series message. Series. And then the next time you add one, if it's part of that series, you would just come over here and select that series. If you have multiple speakers speaking, you would be able to add, so this is Mark Carrillo. But let's say next weekend it's Liza West. Add that. You can have multiple speakers speaking, and we can start categorizing it by that. And then keywords. So let's say your sermon's over joy. You can sit there and, joy, maybe even some counter keywords like depression, stuff like that. This is just to help with metadata, and Google loves metadata. So if somebody's Googling something about depression and you put a keyword in there about depression, there's a good chance that there's at least a better chance that Google might find your content to show them. So that's why keywords are important. And then, of course, audio types. If you're just uploading your campus messages from Wednesday or on the weekends that the campuses speak to their own congregation, you would select campus messages. If this is a youth audio, youth message, you select youth instead. And then, of course, featured images. You would put, if you have artwork for your message, you would want to put that here. And then, now this audio content is being brought into the app differently than the blog posts, the events, and the message notes. I am embedding the blog posts, events, and message notes directly into the app, but all this audio, whether you have different audio types, all those feeds are coming in through an RSS feed. So I don't have like a front end to show you. It's actually on the app. And let's see here. Message notes is the last bit. And this one's quite simple. It's a lot like the posts. It's only got one additional field. So if you go to add new, you would probably put your sermon title here, or message title. You would add your notes just like you were using Word. And then down here, you'd want to put the date that you preached or will preach or have preached if it was in the past. So let's say you're putting something up for the Sunday. You'd want to put the date. And that way it will be stored, and people say, oh, I missed the 19th message notes. They can go to your app. They can listen to it. They can find the notes on the app. That's what this is for. And so those are the main content types. And this is what message notes will look like on the front end of the app. All right, it's just message title, the message date, and then the ability to view the notes is all that they're going to see. And it's going to be a very simple display of your sermon notes. And that is the main content that's going to be completely managed by the campuses. And so now we're just going to head on over and answer questions.
So Adam had a question regarding the notes. Will notes still go in YouVersion?
Currently, the plan is notes will not be going into YouVersion. Once the new app is live, all notes will be coming through the app. We will still have a YouVersion account, and what we're going to do is add basically a generic message that basically says to view sermon notes for Victory Life Church, get our app, and then we'll have links to the app. That's going to be the plan for YouVersion. But all future notes will be going through the app like this.
And then is there a delay? Like what's the timing as far as
the timing delay? That's a good question. For blog posts, events, and message notes, the delay is not, there is a delay. It's about 10 to 15 minutes the last time I tested it. So I went into one of the, actually into Ardmore's campus media site, added a blog post, and it showed up about 10 minutes later in the app. So there is a noticeable delay, but it's, should be up pretty soon. Now there is a larger delay between your audio messages in the app. Because it's being brought in by an RSS feed, the app goes and fetches new content from the RSS feeds. I'm for sure at least once a day. I think it might be twice a day, but I'm not sure on that. But for sure, at least once a day, it will go up and bring in new content. So there's definitely, you wouldn't be able to add it to the site and it'd be up that day, and usually it'd be the next day before it's being shown on the app. Okay, what's the next question?
Pam asked, where do you find PCOLIN?
I'm not sure what
I'm not sure what LIM is. She did follow up then with PCO link to add to registration. So I think she doesn't know where to get that link.
Well, so when you create an event registration in PCO, it does create a front end link for people to go to register. If you're adding that link to an event, it's in that, let me go to that. Let me go back to events, back to add new, and you would add those PCO links right here. So hopefully that.
As far as if Pam, are you asking? Oh, it was a mistake. Are you asking if, because you've never done a PCO registration before? Because if that's the case, go ahead and contact us or put a message in the comment, and we can get with you later on to.
Yeah, to show you how to set up a registration event in PCO would be another training. But yes, that is definitely something that would be good to touch base with you on. Okay, and then Pastor London asked, will there be push notifications for posts, events, audios, etc.? So when it's uploaded? There will not be an automatic notification sent out when you add new content. It will just be there, discoverable when they go into the app next. The app does have push notifications, but it's kind of centrally controlled. We don't have the ability at the moment to set up user accounts for each location to go in and add their own push notifications. But what we will plan on doing is if you know that a push notification will need to go out like in the next week or so, we're going to have a form for you to fill out so that we can get that push notification ready and scheduled. But as far as like on the spot kind of notifications, let's say you have bad weather, inclement weather, the best solution for that is going to be either a PCO blast, because you can send out texts and email via PCO, as well as updating your Facebook page or your group page is the second best. You could also use the blog section to put up a notification, but then again, that's only if they land on the blog and happen to notice it. It's not like a direct notification to their phone. Okay, Matt Cameron's asking one, will people not have to download a new app? Yes, no, people will not have to download a new app. Once this is ready, we've gotten the final design, which our arts and design team is currently working on, and the content is live and ready. When we push it live, they will just get an update for their app. Once they've updated the app, then it's going to be the new app. So there will just be an update notification, but they won't have to go to the App Store and download a whole new app. Pastor Adam asked, how do we log in? He's in the campus email and he's not seeing anything. All right. So when I originally set up each each campus's account, again, I used the atoka@victorylifechurch.com. It should have sent you an email saying, hey, you have an account, reset your password here. If you didn't receive that email, I will get with you for sure, Adam, to make sure we get you set up to where you can log in. But everybody should have gotten some sort of notification email saying, hey, you now have an account on victorylife.media website, and click here to set your password. So if you didn't see that, just get with me after the training, and we'll get you set up. Okay, then Matt, is the app ready for use now? And is there a recommend? Oh, actually that one was already answered by Adam. All right. Adam, so. As far as Matt, as far as is the app ready for use now? It's not ready for the public to use now. But we can get it to where you can check it out on your phone during the development stage. And so I believe it is, you remember is it Text Victor Live Space app?
Oh, I'd have to pull it up real quick.
We're gonna pull it up to where you can text a keyword to a phone number. They will send you a link to download. It's called the My Church app. And once that My Church app is downloaded, you'll be able to view our in-app progress. But like I said, once this is ready to be pushed live, it will just be an update to our existing Victory Life Church app.
While I'm looking for that, Pastor Landon is asking if they can go ahead and start adding content, audio specifically.
Yes. So definitely, if you do have access and are able to get into your content site here, yes, start adding audio content. Audio. Let's see. Add posts. If you're going to do a blog, go ahead and start adding blog posts. If you have events coming up, you want to go ahead and get the next 6 months worth of events added in there, go for it. Like I said, our goal is if we can get the design changes back from Arts and Design and the contents up, we'd love to see this app ready for launch as soon as 2 weeks, if not the next week or two after that. So we're hoping to get this live within the next month, if possible.
Yeah. And so everything that they put up now will not go to the current app. It's just.
Oh yeah, and whatever you do add to this, these content sites will not go to the current app that people in the congregation have on their phones. It's going to go to the new app. This is in preparation for the new app. All right, so, and do you remember the number? Is it 77977? All right, so in order to get the work in progress app, you're going to text Victory Live Space app to, I think it's 77977. I'm going to,
yes.
It's posted in the comments. So definitely text that, get the link, download the app and see what it's currently, just know that the look is going to change in the next couple of weeks whenever I get the stuff from Arts and Design, but the structure where things are located are going to remain pretty much the same, and the functionality will remain the same. Just the current look and feel is what I had put up there, getting ready to display it for y'all at the Digital Reach training back in Jubilee. So you'll notice that Better Together is on there, and a Jubilee promotion is on there. It's because that's the old content that I had gotten ready beforehand. That's not the current. Adam found it. It was in the junk folder. Yeah, I'm still having issues with emails from our website stuff going into the junk folder. I'm still trying to get that.
Okay, Matt Cameron's asking about adding their own photos. I don't know if that's in regards to just having a section to upload photos, or if that's adding photos to the main page. Okay, so putting their own picture of the pastor and stuff. They won't be able to add that, but they can send it to us.
Wait, Matt, can you explain? Are you talking about adding your own photos for, like, on the display of the app? Campus specific photos?
Yeah, he's saying main page of the app, so I'd assume that's campus.
Oh, you can send us photos, but you won't have access to change that. That's a back-end access that really we only have one account here at the Digital Reach team to manage. So make sure to send it to me, and we'll see if we can get those added, but you won't have direct access to that, unfortunately. Welcome, Sarah Miller.
All right, well, that's it.
Does anybody have any other questions? Does it all make sense? Just let's try to, if you got any more, we'll try to answer it real quick, but if not, you can always add to the conversation here, and we'll try to answer as we go. Going once, going twice. Thank you, Matt, for joining us. I want to thank again, if you hadn't had access getting into your campus email, your ardmore@victorylife or your brokenbow@victorylifechurch.com email address. Get with me and we'll get with technology to make sure to get that reset for you. If you have troubles getting into the back end of your site, let me know and I'll help you with that. And if you have any questions that I didn't cover, just let us know. How long? This will be up for you. This video should be up for quite a while.
Yes.
We will be downloading it as well so that we can get it ready for if new people need access to it later on. We're going to have a nice version of it, but this should be up for quite a while.
And we'll be monitoring, but we won't be like heavily monitoring here, so it's better to send any questions.
Oh yeah. So we will take a look over the comments, but we're not going to be monitoring heavily. So if you do have additional questions, it'd probably be best to email me. Yeah, thank you all. Thanks everybody for joining us. And again, if there's anybody else in your location that will be doing any of the content management for your app, make sure they see this. Again, it'll be in this team. Let us know if someone doesn't have access to this group, and we'll make sure to add them so they can have access to it. And y'all have a wonderful day.